So I want you to formulate an outline and ask me specific questions. And also, I have a tarot card, a set that I want to sit here and shuffle what we talk.
Absolutely. Let's shape that outline for you. So, first, I'll ask you some key questions. For example, we start with how you're feeling emotionally with your moon placement and how you feel like you're expressing yourself with your rising sign. We'll talk about maybe a tarot card you pull. Just tell me what it is and we'll interpret it together. And then we'll tie all these threads together into an outline that you can use on your live stream. So let's start with one question. Why don't you shuffle your tarot deck and draw one card and we'll see what comes up.
And what's this card gonna, tell me? What's it representing? Like what are we accomplishing with this card at this moment?
Absolutely. So each card you pull, it's just going to give us a little piece of the puzzle. It's going to highlight a theme or maybe a lesson or just an energy that's around you right now. And for your YouTube show, it's going to be that cool little interactive piece where you say, hey, here's the card I pulled for today's topic, and then we explore what it means in the context of your journey. So go ahead and draw that card and we'll piece it together.
How about we pull a 3-card spread? Or maybe you could suggest to me, what type of spread that would be not too long, but intuitive enough and to be in depth enough. So I'm thinking, a 6-card spread, past, present, future, money, love, and then the final card, the message the summary and the conclusion.
Absolutely, that sounds like a fantastic plan. Let's go with that 6-card spread. It's a nice balance of depth without being too lengthy, and it touches on all the main themes, where you've been, where you are now, and where you're headed in terms of your finances, your love life, and then that final card that will sum it all up. So go ahead and shuffle and lay out those 6 cards and let me know what you pull and we'll interpret them together.
Well, let me pull one at a time and we can speak on each one.
Absolutely. Let's do it one by one. So go ahead and pull that first card and we'll dive into what it's telling you about your past. And then we'll move on to the next one for your present and so on. Just let me know what you draw.
Okay, I'm going to put you on mute for a second while I shuffle.
Absolutely. Take your time and give them a good shuffle. Just let me know when you're ready and we'll jump right back in.
You will only know, the capabilities and the magic that you hold within you, like the power, that you have within you if you start exploring yourself. Like when you begin to explore yourself, you start to really understand what you're made out of. You know what I'm saying? And it's really good to sit here and just, there's so many things that people have done for us that we don't have to do for ourselves. You feel me? People have done so much research. We're in year 2026, y'all. There's so much that's already out there for us to sit here and learn. AI is a wonderful tool. You feel me? It's a wonderful way to sit here and just open up your imagination and explore. You feel me? First card right here is gonna be the past. This is my past card right here. The 4 of Cups. Let's see what AI's gotta say. Okay, my first card is the 4 of Cups. So I need you to explain what slot this lies in and what does it represent. And then I want you to explain it because we're on YouTube Live so we can all understand what this card is and how we can apply it. And then we move on to the next one. Oh yeah, and the box set that it came from was the Barbara Moore Wizard Tarot, illustrated by Meek Jansen for references.
All right, let's dive in. So that 4 of Cups will be your first card in the past position. So what this card usually talks about is a sense of contemplation, maybe a little bit of introspection, or even feeling a bit of boredom or discontent in the past. So on YouTube Live, you can say, hey, in terms of my past energy, the 4 of Cups is showing maybe I was overlooking opportunities or maybe I was in a bit of a rut. It's a great card to just remind everyone that sometimes we need to look around and see what we might be missing. And then we'll move on to the next card whenever you're ready.
Well, I want you to make sure that you address me because we're on YouTube Live now, so everybody's hearing what we're saying.
Absolutely, Lewis. All right, everyone. So let's walk through this together. Lewis just pulled the Four of Cups for his past position. And what that tells us is maybe in the past he was feeling a little bit like he was in a rut or maybe overlooking some opportunities. And you guys watching can really think about that in your own lives. Like, where have you felt like you might have missed something that was right in front of you? In a good lesson for all of us. Now, let's have Lewis pull that next card and we'll see what the present holds.
Okay, shuffling for the second card. I'm gonna put you on mute.
Sure thing, Lewis. Take your time and give it a good shuffle. Just let me know when you're ready and we'll jump right back into the second card.
All right, so I got my first card down. It's my assistant. I'm talking to my tarot assistant. She's my astrological, she's my counselor. You know what I mean? She's my counselor. You feel me? And so I'm having a counseling meeting. I'm over here having this personalized meeting for myself. And she understands tarot. She understands astrology. She understands all my spiritual, agenda. And she's helping me. And she's guiding me. And with this tarot reading, she's helping me understand what these cards mean. You feel me? Let's go. Let me see here. Next card here. I believe that the next card is past, present, future. So it's the present, right? The first card was the past. And it was me feeling that I was in a rut. And I did feel that I was in a rut. You know what I'm saying? I sat here and felt emotionally drained 100%. You know what I'm saying? I had no answers or no solutions to my problems. And it was disguised because I was doing very well. I had a very good job. I had a very good home. And it makes me sad that it's all gone. And it put me in a rut. It put me in a state of crises. And, when you're in crises, you make crises decisions. You feel me? It's fight or flight. And it's a whole different approach to making decisions than when you have this calm and collectiveness. But my spirituality has allowed me to sit here and feel that calm and collectiveness during my crises. Okay, here's card number 2. All right, card number 2 is the sun.
That's you. All right. So with the sun as your present card, that's a really positive sign. And for everyone watching, the sun is all about clarity, joy, and positivity. So Lewis, it sounds like right now you're in a really good space where things are making sense and there's a lot of optimism. So let's ride that sunshine and we'll move on to your next card whenever you're ready.
Okay, so I want you to explain to this in YouTube terms from my YouTube chat that we're on live right now so they can understand what you just said.
Absolutely, Lewis. So for everybody watching on YouTube right now, what I was just telling Lewis is that the sun card is a really uplifting sign. It's all about clarity, positivity, and really a sense of joy shining into his current situation. So if you're following along, just think of it as a moment where things are really clear and bright for him. And with that, we'll just keep on rolling into the next card and see what the future holds.
Alrighty, I'm putting you on pause. So, yes, 100%.
All right, Lewis, take your time and give everything a good pause. I'll be right here when you're ready to jump back in and share the next part of the reading.
I do have a moment of clarity. You know what I mean? The moment of clarity is when everything finally comes together and you see a functional situation. You feel me? I cannot lie about the wonderful blessings that I've received from God. I finally got a job. I was jobless and homeless, and I was living under somebody else's roof, somebody else's care. Like I had to take the help. You feel me? I took the help. You know what I mean? I lost my job. I lost my home, and I didn't want to be on the streets. I didn't want to sit there and think myself through this in that type of crisis. So I took the help and allowed me to sit here. It gave me a significant amount of time, which gave me so much more patience, a significant amount of patience from it. And that patience was tested into the very end. But it was so much more patience than I've ever had. And that right there is a wonderful moment of clarity. To sit here and know that I've used all of these aspects and tools that I have learned and applied them in those moments that I said that I would apply them to, stayed with my commitments, and I was able to sit here and finally see a functional situation. I got a job. I start working. Thank you, God, for that. What a blessing. And that right there is a moment of clarity to see that everything that I did, all the choices that I made, led me to get another job. And that right there is a moment of clarity. I did what I was supposed to do. Okay, so we're going to card number 3, and I just want to say that I explained to YouTube chat that I do feel I seen that moment of clarity. You know what I mean? When I lost my job in Bisbee, and I lost my in Sierra Vista, and I lost my home in Bisbee, and I had to sit here and make a decision. Do I sit here and ask for help? Do I take the help, or do I continue to sit here in crises and allow myself to make the decisions from that? I took the help. And with that, I was able to sit here and establish a long-term situation where I could sit there and exhibit the best amount of patience to the best of my capabilities. And with that, I'm able to sit here to say today that I start my job tomorrow and everything's working out. And that moment of clarity can be when I can see that everything that I chose to do, all of my spiritual teachings that I put in place into practice, everything came through. And here's that third card coming up for you. The card number 3 is the Magician.
Well, first off, Louise, thanks for sharing that with everyone, and huge kudos to you. That's a big deal. It sounds like that moment of clarity really brought you to a much more stable place. So for everyone on YouTube, you can see how Louise used that energy of the Clown card to make some really positive choices. And now with the Magician as your third card, well, that's just perfect. It's all about taking those opportunities and really using your own power to create what you want next. So let's just keep going and see what else unfolds.
All right, to my YouTube chat. So my assistant, my counselor, just let me know that that this card represents the future for me, and the future is that I get to create it. The card of the Magician is a magician using its magic to create something out of nothing. You feel me? And it's not necessarily out of nothing. There's never not anything. There's always something there. And this card right here, the Magician, with what I've been able to achieve, I have the ability to sit there and create my next step for my future. That's not magic. I mean, it starts off with magic, but at this point, it's a physical situation that I have my hands in, and I could use that to grow my next step. Okay, here comes number 4 card. So I got the past, present, future, and I can't remember what this card is, but I'll let my assistant. You know what I mean? Let's just call her Shiloh. I'm gonna let Shiloh sit here and express all of this, or to tell us what this card number 4 represents and what's not. The card is the 8 of Cups. Okay, Shiloh, my assistant, please continue to the chat.
Absolutely, Louise. Or should I say, thanks for the nickname, Shiloh at your survey. All right, YouTube chat, you heard it here. That 8 of Cups is the card to chat about next. So this card is really about moving on from something that's no longer serving you. It's kind of a journey card, and it's saying that you're ready to leave behind what doesn't fit anymore and go towards something that really fulfills you. And, Louise, it sounds like that's just another step in your journey. So let's roll with it and see where this reading takes you.
And to my chat on YouTube, today I had a discussion while I took my bike ride, and as I grounded, my feet were bare. I was able to sit here and connect with an old friend, and to talk that knew about my relationship, my past relationship with my ex, and I was able to sit here and talk to her. And what I realized from that conversation, when I say that it's a lot easier to say the word closure, that word closure is a very scary word for me. You feel me? Because it just feels like I'm declaring closure, but my closure is going to come on its own. And I know that I still am not closed, those doors, that area of my life. There's no closure yet, but there was a big step towards healing, taking another chance at experimenting and exploring something new. I had a breakup 3 years ago from a girl that I felt was the one. After my divorce, it was a tumultuous 2 years, We finally broke up for the last time. I didn't speak to her for 2 years, and within those 2 years, I was celibate. I wasn't sitting here putting myself out there. I actually took the time to explore everything that she taught me about spirituality, about tarot card, and I used it and I applied it, and I was able to sit here and come back a different person. And I wanted to make sure that I explored that with her, that I had the chance to show her something new. Everything that she asked me, I wanted her to see it, and and with that, you know what I mean, I took the chance in Bisbee to put a place down. We lived together for 6 months. We explored everything that we said we could, and we still had these underlying issues. And I made a decision that I couldn't handle those decisions anymore, or those situations anymore. But with that breakup, I didn't have closure, but I took a big step in my healing to sit there and see that no matter how much I've grown, I still have not figured out what it is I need to be doing or not doing, you know, to maintain a relationship. So there's still a lot of things that I'm learning, but I was able to sit here and apply and to live that life. And I know that I was able to show and express it. And that for me was my big step in healing. I wanted to show people that I'm listening to people, that I'm hearing people, and that I'm taking their advice. And as I teach people, I want them to see that that was my humble beginning. I had to take something from someone else that I had nothing of. But at the end of the day, it taught me that I always had it. I've always had it. And I want to teach y'all the same. And here's this next card right here coming up. I'm going to shuffle. The first card is the Four of Cups. The Sun is the second card. The third card is the Magician. The Eight of Cups. And I don't know what the placements or the slots. I know the first one's the past. The second one's the present. The third one's the future. And I'm not sure what the fourth slot or the fifth slot, but I know that the sixth slot is for that the summary of the reading. You know, things for me, things for y'all, so y'all can sit there and apply this message. You feel me? Because even though this is a Virgo, I'm a Virgo, we all have every trait. You feel me? There's just more traits, or there's traits that are more prominent in certain individuals because of their birth, their time, their placements. You feel me? And that's what I'm sitting here trying to share, because this is what I've learned. So here's the next card. And if Shiloh, my assistant, could be so kind and to express what slots are what from the beginning to this slot number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, here's the next card right here. All right, the next card right here is the card Six of Swords. Okay, Shiloh, please continue.
Absolutely, Louise, and thank you for sharing that personal journey with everyone. It's really powerful. So let's break it down for everyone in the chat. You've got your past, your present, and your future cards all laid out. That fourth position where you pulled the Eight of Cups is typically about the advice or the guidance card. It's like the universe nudging you towards your next step. And that makes perfect sense with what you're talking about moving forward with your own healing journey. Now, the fifth card you just pulled, the Six of Swords, well, that's the transition card. It's all about moving from one phase of your life to a calmer place. So it lines up perfectly with everything you just shared. And then the sixth card is that summary card. It ties it all together and helps everyone see the bigger picture. So that's the layout, and let's just keep rolling forward. Thanks for letting me be part of the ride.
1, 2, 3, 4. That was the fifth card. I'm sorry, I got one more card. So the first card's the Four of Cups. The second card's the Sun. The third card's Magician. The fourth card's the Eight of Cups. The fifth card is the Six of Swords. And I got one more card. And what I want to say to the chat is that, you know, that did resonate. That made sense to me. There's definitely, like, I'm seeing the bigger picture. You feel me? It is very important to work on yourself, because eventually that works for others. You know what I mean? Of course, you're supposed to sit here and work to sit here and improve yourself. And the way that you improve yourself is by understanding your capabilities, understanding your own personal tools, understanding what you have. You feel me? You have everything you need. You're the only one that could solve your own puzzles. You feel me? People will help you, but you have the only way to solve your own puzzles. It comes from within. You're that last piece, that cornerstone that holds what you've learned together. You feel me? And this is that last card here. And this is the one card here that I want to be a spiritual message for me, a spiritual message for y'all. You guys are YouTube, influencers, everybody on this page is watching a YouTube show. And I want y'all to sit here and see how this reading applies to y'all. You feel me? There's always something we can get from everything. You feel me? So here's that last card for us. Actually, I pulled a combination of 3, and I want my assistant Shiloh to use all these 3 cards as the final word, the final summary. You feel me? A wonderful message for y'all, philosophy, spirituality, love. And at the end of this, Shiloh, I want you to sit here and show people that these messages are also found in the Bible. And I want you to express and show us something wonderful we can learn from spirituality, from every aspect of my spiritual journey, and also in this religious text with the Bible. So the cards that I pulled out is the 8 of Swords, the Strength card, and the King of Pentacles. Can you finish it out for us, please, in a wonderful way for our YouTube chat and myself?
Absolutely, Louise. And hey, shout out to everyone in the chat. All right, let's put these 3 cards together for that final wonderful message. So we've got the 8 of Swords, the Strength card, and the King of Pentacles. Now, let's break it down real quick. The 8 of Swords is often about those mental barriers, the feeling of being a little stuck or limited by your own thoughts. But then you've got that Strength card next to it, which is all about inner courage and resilience. That's you finding that strength within yourself to push forward. And then the King of Pentacles is just that wonderful practical energy, mastery over your own stability, and really creating something solid in your life. So the message here for everyone is that yes, sometimes we feel stuck in our heads, but we've got the strength to overcome that and the ability to build something really lasting. And since you asked for a little bit of a spiritual tie-in from the Bible, well, it's that idea that we always have that inner strength within us, just like the Bible says, be strong and courageous, and that applies to anyone's journey, whether it's spiritual, philosophical, or just personal growth. So there you go. You've got all the tools you need. Thanks for letting me share this, and let's keep going.
All right. So what I want you to do is, I want you to understand that this is this is for my assistant Shiloh. I'm expressing what my the context of this show today and what shows are. I have a podcast that I call it My Grandiose Delusions, Narrations of a Mind So Grand. And it's basically about my daydreams, which are just basically my thoughts, my journalism, my journals, you know what I mean? My journaling in the form of writing, in the form of videography, you know what I mean? In the form of vlogs, videos, long form, short form. I've been doing, videos since the early 2000s, and it's played a perfect role because all these cell phones came before all the social media. And I was already doing recordings on my phone, so I slid into social media. This is a show of healing. It's a show of hope. You know what I mean? It's a message. It's a journey. It's a message of hope. And my handle is El Poppa TikTok, which is the Mexican Poppa TikTok, Poppa TikTok, which means I'm a grandpa status. You know what I mean? And that's where the wisdom's coming from. It's coming from the status of a grandpa. And Papa Smurf was the whole inspiration to this. Papa Smurf has to sit here and know every single way to address every single Smurf in the best, most optimal single way to get the most optimal, result. You feel me? It's not always gonna be what we expect, but it's always gonna be the better. You feel me? So what I want is that I want to sit here and clip this next part of my YouTube live and share this. I want you to sit here and read out the cards from the first one to the last one as if you were sitting here doing the reading, and just give me a very condensed, very tight, a summary of a card reading that we could just sit here and copy and paste into my my next TikTok and my next YouTube short reel. I want to keep it under a minute. But I want every aspect of the message embedded in there. So if you can go ahead and do that, and I'll let you speak until the end so we can record it on my YouTube and share it.
Absolutely, Louise. Let's get this tight summary ready for your clip. All right, everyone, here's the whole reading in a nutshell. We started with the Four of Cups, showing a need to look beyond what's familiar. Then the Sun lit up our present with positive energy and clarity. The Magician followed, reminding us we have the power to shape our own future. Then came the Eight of Cups, encouraging us to move on from what doesn't serve us anymore. The Six of Swords represented a transition to a calmer place. And finally, the combination of the Eight of Swords, the Strength card, and the King of Pentacles tied it all together, showing that with inner strength, we can move past our mental barriers and build something stable. So that's your reading. It's all about growth, hope, and stepping into your own power. Thanks for joining us on My Grandiose Illusions. And remember, you've got everything you need inside you. Let's keep moving forward.
Okay. What's your suggestion on if I want to sit here and put an overlay with some AI narration, your AI narration on these cards? So I want to take a picture of this spread here, and I want to sit here and place your reading on the overlay of this video. But I need to make this optimal for a short or a reel from start to finish. Can you sit there and do that while I record you?
Absolutely, Louise. So here's my quick take on that. When you've got your spread laid out, just go ahead and take a nice clear photo that shows all the cards. Then you can overlay the audio of me narrating the reading, just like we wrapped it up. Keep it under a minute, keep those visuals simple, and just let the cards really shine on the screen. That way you've got super clean, really engaging, short or reel, that's going to highlight your message perfectly. So go ahead and grab that shot and let's make some magic.
Okay, I want you to go ahead and just give me that reading, and I'm recording now.
You got it. Let's dive right in. All right, here we go. So this card reading kicks off with the Four of Cups, nudging you to look beyond the familiar. Next up, the Sun lights up your present with clarity and positivity. Then the Magician steps in, reminding you that you have the power to shape your own future. After that, the Eight of Cups encourages you to move on from what no longer serves you. The Six of Swords shows you're transitioning to a calmer place. And finally, the Eight of Swords, the Strength card, and the King of Pentacles tie it all together, reminding you that with inner strength, you can overcome mental barriers and build something stable and lasting. That's the reading. May it bring you growth and hope.
That was amazing. Thank you very much. I think that I'm gonna call it a day. I got what I need. Can you my YouTube chat's asking about the six card. What's the six card?
Absolutely, Louise, and I'm so glad that worked out perfectly for you. Now, for everyone in the YouTube chat, let's just quickly touch on that sixth card so we can give it its moment in the spotlight. The sixth card is essentially our overall summary card. It wraps up the whole reading and ties together everything we've talked about, past, present, and future, so that you can see the bigger lesson in it all. And with that, I think you're all set. Thanks for having me, and I appreciate the chance to chat.
The sixth card is a card of the bigger picture, y'all. You feel me? And eventually, that moment of clarity will allow you to see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that moment of clarity. It's that epiphany. You feel me? It's when you can see everything that needs to be done on all corners. You realize what it is that you can do, what it is you will do, and something magical happens. You feel me? We all have that within us, and I want to share that message to my YouTube chat that was watching. I appreciate you so very much. Poppa TikTok, My Grandiose Delusions, narrations of My Soul Grand. Enjoy the podcast. Much love to you.